Hello, Mitch. Good morning. It is the 25th, I believe, of June. I know that because the puppy dog is in at the vet getting his teeth cleaned today. So I had to get him up and, well, he has no problems.
Come out, wherever you are.
And yep, this one is. I am going to probably be streaming throughout a lot of the day. I won't say all of the day, but a good chunk of it. As essentially everybody else at the day job is off today and tomorrow and next week. I'm kind of hanging around. There's some duties that I have with running things that have to be done, but they only take up about an hour or two of my day. In fact, I'll be able to do what I have to do for day job work while flying today. So we're going to try to make a bunch of money in FsEconomy. And today I'm taking a look at Popper Bluff, KPOF, or Kilo Papa Oscar Foxtrot. And this is an area of the country that I'm very, very familiar with. I have farms just south of Popper Bluff. In fact, if you'll tune in to the FS Passengers video tomorrow on my YouTube channel, which there should be a link for that somewhere on my page. If not, I should probably add a link to that. But on my YouTube channel, which is not SK Unimatrix, actually I have that one too. That was my old channel on YouTube many moons ago, but at some point they did an account merge with Gmail, and since then it's been by my actual Gmail and kind of real name of Kirk Fickert. So search for Kirk and Fickert on the YouTube and you'll find me there. So looking through here, there's a Cessna 182. We do have a Cessna 182 available that we can play or fly in X-Plane, but not in FSX. I mean, I could go to flyaway simulations. Now, I've subscribed to flyaway simulations for a couple of months now as a premium member, and that gives you faster download speeds. Flyaway simulation. They have a lot of very good downloads. Now, the folks who do Train Simulator also now handle the Microsoft Flight Simulator. FS Flying School Pro. Interesting. FS Flying School. That may be something we'll have to take a look at one of these days. We're going to want to look at FSX, though. General Aviation Aircraft. What was it that I was wanting to look up? Oh. Cessna. Because I would really, really, really prefer to do this. Okay. There's our Coronado. It's probably from Albio now. Is there a Coronado? Oh, I guess I should go to see if there is any updates for FSX this week in terms of new content. No, I wanted to go to Steam Edition. Okay. Okay, so R60X6 PA-38 Tomahawk 2. Okay, but nothing on sale, so next time. I can wait. And then I want to go to Coronado. Products, FSX 4042. This is an interesting aircraft. It actually has diesel engines, or as an option. This is what I'm waiting for to... Actually, there is a DA40, I think, available through Steam now. I think it's Lionheart's. I think this is Coronado's. Or Albio is Coronado. They're the same people. $182 HD. Okay, so they do have a 182. Interesting. We may have to look into that. So we'll go ahead. Oh. We can't get a 182 here. We'll extract. So I have no idea how much it's gonna, or what it's actually gonna look like. Oh, hey, look, I have a shortcut already here. Not anything strange. Nope, everything there looks fine. And that's how you install new aircraft that you download from a site like Flyaway Simulations. I think we're going to go ahead and do this flight in FSX today. Oh, nuts. $84 an hour. Not sure we're going to get any bonus. This is probably going to be close to about a 2-hour flight for KSTL. Let's see what's available here. Quite a bit. Macomb, Illinois. That's new. It's only one Farmington, one Rolla. Olive Branch, Mississippi. Sykeston. Well, we might fly some people down to Sykeston. Oh, what's available there at Sykeston? Back up to St. Louis. Group charter to Springfield. B-35. 206 Station Air. I just want to check on our fob real quick. That's Hayes, Kansas. I've flown there before. 15 passengers. 14 passengers. Aw, so close. There's a Cessna 172 up there. Guess we could take the DC-6, but yeah, you're not going to make any money doing that. Oh, 6 Dastia Fox toys. 8. That might be worth considering. And a bunch of supplies. Fuel on board. Before I forget, I do want to check. Purdue University. Had been an average of 5 per month. Hey, 14. We've brought in more business. All right. So I guess the next up is to start. This is the weather engine. This is FSX. And FsEconomy. Oh, hey, we've got a 1900 here. This is Kansas City Wheeler downtown. Interesting airport to fly into in FSX. There's some hazards near the runway on certain approach vectors and takeoff. Chillicothe. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Des Moines. St. Paul. Hmm. 10 to there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that's KJFK set. But that's on the way, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That would bring in some good money. We'll have to see. But that's an option, but there's a 1900D there. By far, I've made more money with that aircraft than any other in the game thus far. So we should be loaded up. Alright, so weather engine is now enabled. This is going to take a second because I have a bunch of aircraft that I've downloaded, and some I've bought. Well, actually, many I've bought. Some of them are free. Like this Cessna 182, it's going to be an update from the 2004 version. So I'm not sure how well it's going to look. If it wasn't for the fact that I had photorealistic textures going on. Oh, that's right, we can also... This is FsEconomy, so I don't have to necessarily do it in real time. I can speed it up a little bit. Cessna? Alright. Well, the exterior doesn't look that bad. KPOF. Flight planner. KSTL. Go ahead and do a ramp start. VFR direct. Altitude 5,500. Okay. We can do that. Yes. I don't know why it likes to put me on like Atlantic time. It's 8:21 in the morning local time. Alright, we're gonna fly now. Now, I'm sorry you're gonna see this. I'm gonna fly in windowed mode. I need to look up... In fact, why don't I do that? Borderless window. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Looks like somebody's having database issues. Alright, I'll look at that eventually one of these days. I need to get up here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and disable track IR for the moment, for the time being. So I apologize for the Windows bars that'll be around, huh? Alright, so here we are. Cockpit doesn't look any worse than 172, to be honest. So this will work for today's FsEconomy action. Start flight. All right. I'm going to be using the easy startup mode here. 1 second. I need to turn up the volume a little bit of my external speakers. Alright, so we're going to tune to the traffic. Now we can request a pushback here. Not that we really have to. But it's an option, so sure, why not? Unfortunately, I don't know my way around this airport, so... I love when track IR tracking gets kind of goofy. Yeah, am I supposed to be like 2 feet tall? Really don't remember the okay. I don't know, it just seems like it seems like I'm really short, like I'm a kid trying to fly this aircraft, not... Hooray for nose wheel steering. Seriously, it's like I'm 2 feet tall. Let's take off. I think I'm going to take a look at this aircraft's configuration file and make a couple of tweaks to the camera settings for the So we unfortunately will be taking off from from third-person view. Oh, a good way to practice the Alright, so we want to set altitude of 5,500. All right. Well, time to do that time warp thing again. Landing is going to be very interesting unless I figure out a way to deal with that. That's looks like that's Lake Wapapella. It's only 182 a little bit in the real world. Only about 6-8 hours, something like that. If I remember correctly, they were quite a bit more expensive per hour to rent than, say, a 162 or 172. In fact, I don't think there's really any 162s left in the area. They're all pretty much 172s or 182s these days. Cruise speed up around 140 knots today. That's right, it is a little bit faster than a 172. But, my god, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to... Sheesh. Yeah, the camera angles are all screwed up in this aircraft. I'm gonna have to go in and adjust that. Again, it's like I'm a kid trying to fly this aircraft. I don't recall the instrument panel being that high. I have to see what its coordinate system is like. 60 miles. We're going to wait until we're in about 20-mile range. And then we will request landing. Navigation. Guess it'd help if I put it on GPS. Yeah, this guy's eyes should be above the cockpit. Right now I'm like down where his shoulders are. That's where the camera angle is. So this is the Mississippi River, so we're actually crossing over into Illinois for a few minutes here. Or no, that can't be the Mississippi River. We still have photorealistic textures. Huh. Okay, that's Festus. So we're just south of St. Louis right now. Yeah, in fact, we're coming up. There's Jefferson Barracks Bridge. That's over the 2003 photorealistic textures for Illinois for the St. Louis area available for flyaway simulations. So we're now flying over the St. Louis metropolitan area. Time to slow her back down. And I guess I should have turned off my landing lights. Hee 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 hee. Oh well. So, views, GPS, 20 nautical miles. That's about where we wanted to come out of. So we're going to bring up the menu. Alright. So we're going to be landing on 1129. This is the new runway in St. Louis area. There's a Labadee coal plant, looks like. Ameren. Pop up. There's downtown St. Louis. Ooh, see here, that's what, 55,270? Yep, that's 55,270 interchange. That's 67 or Limburg, 270 Limburg. A lot of shopping complex in that area. Down, right down in there should be, maybe it's a little bit further down over there, but it should be downtown Kirkwood, which is kind of a little historic neighborhood. There's still an Amtrak station there, home of a couple of good restaurants. We like to go to Crushed Red a lot. They have a patio when it's kind of nice weather. That's Fenton over there. That big white area, that used to be the Chrysler plant. There was a Chrysler plant there. It's been bulldozed. And in fact, some of the textures are Mega Earth and part from like 2012, and the other part is the Flyaway Simulation St. Louis download from 2003, and there's like a dividing line where there's cards and where there's not, right through down the middle of that plant. So it's literally like a time warp. You can see what it was like literally 15 years ago and then 10 years ago. But right down there is the Fenton area. My wife works right down there, and that is the 270 Interstate 44 interchange, right there below us. Which means interchanges coming up would be well, that's probably 270 in Darty Ferry, and then up just beyond that right there is 270 in Manchester, which means I live right over in there ish. Yep, those big hills and stuff. Golf club? What golf club is right by us? Oh no, that's not Darty Ferry there. That's Railroad Bridge. That's Darty Ferry, and that's Manchester. Which means I live somewhere over there. Very close. I can see my house from here. No, like literally, I can actually see my house from here, because that's Manchester, which is going east-west, I-270 or 255 going north-south. That big blob there is West County Mall. Right over there is Schnucks, the grocery store. That's kind of one of their big ones. There's Deerberg's, which is another grocery store. There's the little park. There's a little flag store and those store things down there. Yep, I live basically right. Is that Weedman? I live pretty much right over in there. Somewhere. I guess that's 141. Barracks Station. Yep, I live right over in here somewhere. Kind of glad we got to take this route. Got to see. So we're kind of flying over what is more or less town and country. It's where all the rich people live. This is the 270 4061, or I guess to these days I-64 interchange. That's MOBAP. That's a big hospital. I think it's now part of Barnes Jewish. That's a golf course. There's Clayton over there, and then Forest Park a little bit beyond that. I was just there at Forest Park a couple weeks ago for the Shakespeare Festival. Last week for a gala at the zoo that somehow we ended up with tickets to. This is where I'm going to go. I'm not 100% sure. This is Page Avenue extension right here. And then that's the I-70 bridge up there. We're going to have to turn eventually here. But that's 1H0 or Creve Coeur Airport. And I'm trying to figure out what this little airstrip is here. Because as you can see, the positioning in FSX is a little bit off with its 3D models, I think. But there's the photorealistic version of it. So the coordinates in FSX are just a little bit off, maybe? Oh, it's no longer in use. Interesting. That might have been the old Creve Coeur Airport. Notice how it has those yellow X's across it? That means that the airport is no longer in use. I need to look it up and see what airport that actually is. Water treatment plant. That might have been the old Creve Coeur Airport, and then they built a new one over here. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what the exact history is. But that's why I was going, wait a minute, there's not an airport there. Yellow X, it's out of commission. Interesting. So this is Creve Coeur. They have a grass strip you can kind of see there. More or less on par, and then their paved runway. I've seen a Pilatus PC-12 taking off from there. There was a number of Stearman biplanes getting ready to take off the other day, all taxiing out together. It was kind of a sight to behold. So it's a question of whether that, I think that's the closest general aviation airport. The closest airport to me is right there. That's Kilo Sierra Uniform Sierra, or Spirit of St. Louis Airport. There's the 4061 bridge. They're actually building a new span eastbound that's supposed to open on Monday. I just heard on the radio this morning, taking the dog to the vet. Now we've crossed the Missouri River. That's the Missouri River there. And we are now in St. Charles County, out where I grew up. Which it looks nothing like what it did when I was growing up. This is Highway 94, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's 94. See where Page Avenue. Where is it here? Yep. So whenever these photos were taken, the Page Avenue Bridge was under construction. It wasn't finished yet. But you can kind of see where it was coming into there, and then that turns into Page. So I guess it's no longer technically 94, it's 94 in Page. And then that keeps going, and you can eventually take it all the way out pretty much to my dad's house. And in fact, Page Avenue now kind of veers off, and then that's 94 out there to the highway, and Page takes off out through there, basically. Don't know if we're going to get to see, well, you can kind of see it. See, there's this body of water just off the nose and below the right wing there. That's Lake St. Louis. That's where my dad lives. That's where I grew up. And we're kind of over St. Peter's, yeah, I guess it's St. Peter's here. Yeah, it is. That X there is Mid-Rivers Mall. So we're flying over St. Peter's. And I should probably head back into the cockpit and see. So they're going to have us fly quite a bit. It's kind of interesting. FSX, this is an updated KSTL, Kilo Sierra Tango Lima, or Lambert St. Louis International Airport. The default FSX does not include the runway 1129, which I believe opened about 2003. I'm trying to think which airport that is out there. I can always just go to the GPS. It will tell me. Is that 45 Mizzou or 46 MO? At any rate. Eh. Oh yeah, we should probably set up our ILS frequencies while we're here. Ah. Runway 11111.95. So we want to turn nav 1 to 111.95. Oh, wait, that was... Okay, very much more simpler. 117, not 111. All right. Continue on with the tour here. It pretty much still looks like this today. This is, again, the Missouri River. Missouri River there, Mississippi over there. And we're going to be starting a pretty good turn here. And I should look up my landing card here. GPS. So it's going to take us via GPS to Zoven. We are lowering our altitude. We need to drop our altitude pretty good here. 1200. So there's the airport. We're going to go ahead and take 1129, which is the runway to the south for landing. Now, 1129 was built because in the late 90s, in the 1990s, St. Louis was serving 30 million passengers a year, had 550 daily flights to destinations around the world, being a hub for TWA. And in general, it was thought that this trend would continue. And they did that to add capacity, especially in bad weather. And of course, in 2006, St. Louis was dehubbed after American bought TWA, and we were, well, dehubbed, which has really hurt the area economically. And a lot of people don't want to necessarily admit that it is a major factor, but the fact that we don't have mainline air service to many destinations around the country and around the world anymore, makes it less attractive to attract company headquarters and big operation moves and things like that. I need to change that, but Chautauqua Republic Air Services, I think it is, that own the Chautauqua airline, ceased operations. Republic's still around, but Chautauqua ceased operations in December of 2014. I think they ceased operations in like October or September of last year, but they no longer exist. Alright, so we're going to be at 2,500 feet here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and go to approach, switch to nav, and re-engage autopilot here. And then we're going to keep a very, very close eye on things here. We're going to go ahead and nav altitude. Go to GPS here. Yeah, I switched over to a little bit too soon here. So hopefully there's not like another 737 trying to land. Caught a glimpse of something over there. Maybe it was just me. Seems like this is going to put us down a little bit short. Okay. Yeah, there is a 737 coming down on top of us. Caution, 737, landing on the same runway we are. That was fun. Going around. So we're going to fly out here. Okay, now I might actually be able to land this damn thing. I think I can actually see. Yep, this is not appropriate procedure. I still can't see out of it. Not the best landing, but again, I can't visually see over it. I'm going to have to adjust camera angles for this aircraft and its config file. Oh, that was always interesting. I don't know, I'm looking at the taxi to gate Lambert, since I do fly in and out of here quite a bit. But frankly, this airport, freeware again from Flyway Simulations, I think does a pretty adequate job. Actually, there you'd want to stop and get permission from ground to taxi across the runway, but FSX doesn't model that things that accurately. Don't want to get too close to the jet, it will blow you over. Well, I don't know if it would in the game, but in real life it would. Oh, there he is. He's gonna go ahead and log the flight. Okay. I put on the parking brake, that's why. Oh, that works. First flight out of the way. So we can go to our logs. View, we had $2,200 in revenue, $110 to rent the aircraft. It was an hour 19 flight in game. Less than that, obviously, because, well, hey, we did time acceleration. Crown could fee, no booking fee, additional cost, 305, so 400 total. a little bit negative because we took it away from its home of Cape Girardeau. Earning this flight $1,839.41. All right, it's something. So we're gonna go ahead and in flight. It's just much easier to bring it out to here. We're gonna go to, oh, here we are, KMKC. Seven, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, time to make money, as it were. Add this to my flight. We are going to rent had to dismiss my old aircraft. We're going to go ahead and rent it dry. We got things, I think, set up here. Alright, looks good. 11 seats. There's 8 more available. This is to Springfield, Missouri. Is there anybody else going in the general direction we are? That's Chillicothe. I don't see us going to Chillicothe, so that would be Fort Dodge Regional. Okay. So this is going to be a multi-jump. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to Cape Girardeau. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, CGI. A lot more going back to Springfield. Okay, that's too many that we just can't ignore. $173. 3, 4, 5. This would be a much better midway point. You know what? I think that's enough that we don't have to. So first leg of our joint journey is going to be to Springfield and then to Cape Girardeau Regional. And, oh, no, we don't want, we're not wanting to go down to Georgia, not today. So that would be back to Springfield. And then once back to Springfield, then we'll probably pick up, if they're still available, these passengers here that'll be going to St. Charles, and then Jefferson City, and then we'll make a hop to Jeff City, and then St. Charles. What's available at KSET? So that's going to be Springfield. And then Jeff, there's going to be a bunch of people also going back to Springfield. Alright, so we got about 2 hours worth of flight here planned. 35,000 for all of these. Again, we're going to be in FSX. This time we're going to go get our B1900 Delta. And I'm going to go ahead and do VFR flights for all of these. Oh, hey, look, Coronado. Which one do we want to fly? Let's fly the metallic blue today. So this is a pay-wear aircraft. This is from Coronado. Coronado builds primarily what I would call intermediate aircraft. They're not really study sim like A to A, yet they tend to be a little bit more sophisticated than just the default aircraft. Have more buttons and knobs modeled and all that good stuff. Yes, Wheeler downtown. It is now 9:20 in the morning. Flight planner. KMKC. KSGF. Springfield, Missouri. VFR rules. So they're going to want us to fly at 5,500 feet again. Yes. Move to the departure point. Before I set this up again, yes. So we'll be starting up on a ramp, which would be a good idea with this aircraft. So this is the B1900. It's probably the most successful 19-passenger airliner in the world model, but they're been out of production now for many, many years, and they're seeing kind of end of life. The greatest operator of these commercially, I think, is Great Lakes Airways out of Wyoming. I know, doesn't necessarily make sense. Previously, Silver Airways used them for their Toledo, I think, and for their Ohio routes. And when they ended those routes, they discontinued the aircraft, sold them off, in order to maintain basically a fleet of Saab 340s. You'll notice a lot of similarities between this and the Beechcraft King Air. That's because the 1900D in particular is... well, the C in particular was a continuation of that line. The C has a more rounded fuselage. The D kind of has more of this dolphin shape. It's more ovular to give more headroom clearance so people aren't ducking to get into it, making it a more valuable or more viable passenger aircraft. I really like flying this aircraft. I still think I like flying the Seneca 2 better, but that being said, I also enjoy flying this aircraft as well. So let's quit blabbering and start flying. Make us some 35,000. And I am not going to be following proper procedures on these flights this morning. Today I'm just trying to earn as much money as I can in FsEconomy. This may be the last time that you see me in FsEconomy for a couple of weeks. I'm going to buy up a bunch of supplies and then probably use this aircraft eventually. Somehow I'll figure out a way to get it to St. Louis. It might cost a little bit just to, in time and money to get it to St. Louis. And then I'm going to pack it full of supplies and fly it up to our fixed base of operations at Kilo India Romeo Kilo. What I'm interested to find out is how do we get more passengers on certain routes and stuff like that to start spawning within its engine. I think some of that's based on activity. I'm not exactly sure. that's something that I need to read up more on. Alright, simulation is paused. Hit P to continue. Put us on the runway. I wanted us to be a ramp start. Well, fortunately for us, shouldn't F8 bring up the car and auto menu? I thought it was F8. F11? No. It's a cockpit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set up a few things here. I do need track IR to be on for this. I guess I don't necessarily need it, but it is handy. So that loads our flight plan. Oh, before we get started here, that reminds me. I might want to double check and make sure the aircraft has fuel. That's always a good thing. I forget the burn rate on this aircraft. And gallons. I know what its burn rate is in pounds, but I don't want to always do the calculation. I'm going to go ahead and refuel her to 50%. 335. Refuel. So we have 50% fuel. Actually, you want to know what? Let's go ahead and do 502. So 502 gallons of fuel, 75% fuel, since we're not going to be dealing with a full passengers load. So, oh, not FS passengers today, FsEconomy instead. All right. So we got a 4-hour rental in this aircraft. I think that's 4 real-world hours. And, all right. Time to... you know what? Hold on a second. I don't think this aircraft necessarily likes it. Likes to be in borderless mode.